go.
Good morning. Good morning, Austin. How are you?
Good. How are you doing, Andrew?
Great. So just good morning to everyone else. Welcome to Stock Talks, Supercharged Stocks. Make sure you and subscribe so you can get our updates all the time. There's a lot of news. We want to get through it pretty quick. Before we get into some of the mining stuff, I know because we talk about a lot. Tell me what's happening with GME.
Oh my God, it's absolutely surging again. It's been climbing over the last couple of days. It's up over $300 today and showing no signs of slowing down. So I think it's safe to say that second short squeeze is alive and well, and now it's just a matter of seeing just how high it can get.
Well, let them have at it. That's definitely interesting times. So let's jump into, because we've got a lot and we don't want to take too much time from people, but lots of mining news as we're heading into spring, which is great, which is a big deal for Golden Triangle. And today there was the announcement of GT Gold being bought by Newmont, which is a big deal. GT Gold is a well-known company in that area. It's up, I think, $1 today, so 58% on that news. That's great news for the whole region. Very exciting, because on top of that, you've got Tudor Gold, which has come out with a resource as well, which is still good, but it's I believe I'm talking off the top of my head. It's 19 million ounces of 0.79 grams per ton.
I think so. It had 19.4 roughly.
Okay, yeah, good.
Yeah.
So I mean that's decent, but you usually want to see over 1 gram a ton. But there's lots of possible upside there, but it's good news for the region, and that's good news for Jugger and Goliath.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So what are they doing at today?
Well, so it really exciting times kind of for both of those companies as we look ahead. And then just before we get into that, to touch on that GT Gold as well, their stock is up almost 60% today.
Yeah,
so that's something to definitely keep an eye on, something that's really kind of exciting. And like you said, for the entire region and the entire sector, it's important stuff. But yeah, I know you were talking about Goliath and Juggernaut there. There's exciting times ahead for those companies as well.
Yeah, and they're not quite in that technical. Well, I think they might have properties in technically the Golden Triangle, but their main key ones for drilling this summer are just outside, but it's up in that region. It's the general vicinity. And what you deal with up there is, in the Golden Triangle, is harsh winter, receding glacial abatement and whatnot, but it's a bit more remote. It's a lot of helicopter flying in and out. Beautiful. Juggernaut and Goliath have properties that are further south, so they're not affected as much. They've got a lot more infrastructure involved. Goliath, I believe, has Prescott and Eric Sprott involved in their deal, so they've been moving quite well. They've got a tight float on both those companies, Juggernaut and Goliath. Goliath has a bit more out now because they've had so much investment, but they're shaped up and looking good for the next 6 months. Coming into, I guess they'll be announcing drilling plans very soon, and permitting and all that other wonderful stuff. And we'll get to know exactly what the plan is then. Hopefully we'll have them on the show. But yeah, they're looking good for, if you want to look at something that is that has massive potential. These are veins at surface. This looks really good. I would think, you can never predict the future, but I think this thing's going to start trading quite a bit as more news comes out, as people realize what's sitting there, the people involved, and start paying a bit more attention. So those ones are very exciting.
Yeah, it's something that's starting to gain a little bit of traction in the sort of Reddit online sphere as well. Like, Goliath and Juggernaut, if you hadn't been looking even at their tickers on Twitter, even go back 5 months or something like that, there wouldn't be as much kind of interest and as many tweets going out surrounding those companies as there has been in the last few weeks. So it sounds like if you're looking for companies that have positioned themselves really well, those are two to definitely look at.
Yeah, these are like blue sky, big, huge, elephant hunting companies, and that's what makes them so exciting. People love that, especially if you're in this exploration business. Now, to turn that on its head, but because it also has a link, and it's Eric Sprott, is Van Gold Mining, which is a friend of mine, James Anderson, and his company down in Mexico. They've just completed, I believe, I want to say 17.9 million. Yeah, they closed that today or yesterday.
I think it was the beginning of the day today. I think.
No. Today, okay, yeah. All the days are bleeding into one.
No, exactly. That's the way
but couldn't have it to a nicer guy. I'm actually speaking with him Friday. Hopefully, we can have him on next week, if not the week after. Obviously, his life has become extremely busy as they're kind of, it's mining, but it's a different story because they're down in Mexico. You can mine all year round. They've got tons of infrastructure, and theirs is like a refurbishment story. It's an older mine that they went in and had tons of data and were able to clean it up, prove up some of the data. Everything is looking very strong, and they're a near production term story. So this isn't blue sky, find it, and then build a mine over 5 years. This is, we're building this right now to have production soon. So that's the story that you don't usually hear so much. It's usually go explore, you find something, someone will buy it and they'll put it in their package and maybe they'll develop it years down the road. This is, no, we're developing it and we're going to have some revenues here. So I love that. We'll have him on, hopefully, to give us the full rundown on that. But when you see big names like Eric Sprott and almost $18 million of a private placement, that's the real deal. And its stock is moving as well. I don't know if you know what it's at right now.
Well, let me just pull it up here. I had checked this morning, but I just want to make sure I get it right here. We're looking at Vanguard Mining Corp is currently, so it's up 7% today. So it's moving a little bit, but it surged over the last month and a half. I mean, it was sitting down at about 25 cents at the end of December. So
yeah, it's doubled. And I remember speaking to him, I think it was back in August, and talking about Pegnucci, I say the name wrong, but their property, it was very interesting, and he was very excited about it. So it's great to see it develop so quickly. And to wrap up some of the mining news, I want to touch on VRB, so Vanadium Corp. They're listed in the OTC in the US, and they were halted yesterday. I don't know if it was just on that news or if there's other news, but certainly that's good news to see that they're listing down in the US as well.
Yeah, it's encouraging to see, and I know the last time we talked about them, we kind of made the point that we want to see some news and some positive stuff coming out of there. And so this is certainly trending in the right direction. Hopefully it continues to move that way because they're a great company that we'd like to really see succeed and take off. So,
and then let's get to some of the fun stuff here. MVMD. So having Brandon on the other day, a lot of people watched that video, which is great. It got out to a lot of people that are strong supporters, or maybe even people that hate it. I don't know, but it got a lot of views and it got a strong response. And this is what I love, when you have people that just are needing information. And once again, we're third party. We have nothing to do with MVMD. I've never even spoken to their board, their management, nothing. I happen to own some stock, but we have no affiliation with them. I just heard about them. And when I started looking at them, I thought this is very interesting, and called on Brandon, who knows them exceptionally well, and to have him on and to teach us both a bit about it and explain the position, it's invaluable, because it reminds the market of other people who are involved, of what's driving this, and has there been any negative? No. In fact, today I think there's actually positive news as well, yet again from them. What was it here? I'm just pulling it up right now. MVMD news. Sorry, just bear with me for one moment.
No, but just to touch on it while you're pulling that up is, it was nice to see, a little bit of momentum gaining behind a stock that has been a victim of these kind of short attacks. And like you said, it's not a situation where we work with them or we're heavily involved with them. We just happen to like the stock, to put it in simple Reddit terms. We like the stock.
Yes, we like the stock. Yeah,
we just like the stock. But it's good to see it bouncing back a bit. It's up another. It's just over 1% today, so hopefully it continues to trend in that.
Yeah, direction. And it's going to trade. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, this one is definitely going to trade, because I mean the shorts aren't going to give up, and but it's great to see the pushback from people buying. I'm in buying today as well, and I'll be buying as soon as I hang up from here, because I mean you see here, news release today. They achieved solubilization for selamectin, and they filed trademark for their Selectisol. So once again, if this is, if you're selling the good news, then you're not you're not an investor. An investor is someone who's invested their time, their money, and their skill into a management, into a project, into a company. And I'm an investor. I don't really care about the training thing. Like, that's not my thing. And the more and more I look at this, the more I talk to Brandon, who's been a wealth of information, the more I like this company, and the more I keep adding to it. I never do that. Like, I mean, I like the ones that I like. So it's really cool to have this company, getting so much attention, and I'm thrilled. And a lot of that is because of the great work that Brandon's done. And Brandon reached out to me today as well. We'll have him on next week, and hopefully we'll be able to get someone from the company as well. So that'll be exciting, or at least an advisor or someone to the company. This is what we're hoping for next week.
Nope.
Yeah, sorry, I just fell over there. I got too excited.
You got too fired up about MVMD.
I got all charged up. So that's going to be great. So next week should be really good. Hopefully we'll get to have Van Gold on. Hopefully we'll get to have we'll definitely have Brandon on next week. We'll find a date, and we'll have hopefully someone from the company. And then I believe Predictive AI, Michael Lendy is going to be on with us.
Yeah, so that should be coming up on Friday. We'll be live again, you and I, on Friday morning. We'll do a quick little recap of the market, and then hopefully get to chat to Michael about predictive AI and go a little bit in depth on what they're doing there and how exciting everything is around thermal pass technology.
Thermal pass technology, I think, is really wonderful. I think governments need to be getting on this to get people back out and to work this technology. To me, I shake my head and I think, how is this not being applied? Why are governments not buying this up right now? Let's ask him. Let's find out what's some of the stumbling blocks. Because to me, if you want to open businesses, this thermal pass, it's critical. Yeah. It's just awesome. It's really cool. So join us for that. Bring tons of questions. Send me questions in the meantime if you have ones for thermal pass. If you have a guest also that you think is really exciting, we're not shy. We'll reach out to any company. We'll give them a call. If we can get them on, we'll get them on. Certainly if it's in mining, chances are I could get them on. But yeah, lots of good things happening here, Austin. Was there anything else you want to touch on? Because you and I like to talk a lot, so let's.
No, I think that's a great wrap up for this week. Really looking forward to chatting to Michael on Friday and taking a deep dive into predictive AI and everything that they do. So.
Perfect. All right. Well, let's shoot for the moon for MVMD today. Let's support them. And really looking forward to having Michael on Friday. Please join us for that. Take a look at predictive AI, pai.v. And if you have any questions, once again, reach out to any of us. Reach out to the channel. Subscribe, submit, send us an email, sign up. All those wonderful things. And if you have any questions, reach out to us. Thanks for joining us.
Perfect. Have a good one, guys. Take care.
Take care.